Hello again, folks. My name is Dudley. Some people call me Boomer, and I've got a website called theboomerway.com. It's designed to help baby boomers and caregivers enjoy their life a lot more. So we got a lot of tips. Last time we talked about backstage theater, caregiver tips. We talked about nosebleeds, and how to treat them. And it turned out, I must mention this first. I am not a doctor. I am not a physician. I can give no medical advice, but here's some good places, good sources for medical advice. The National Institute of Health, and they have a little subdivision called Medline Plus. Mayo Clinic is good. WebMD is good. Lots of places to go, plus your local doctor for good, sound medical advice. Mine are just caregiver tips. Again, we talked about how to treat nosebleeds last time, and how you might get them, and we said that probably a punch in the nose or a nose picking were the two most prominent ways that people got nosebleeds. And today we're going to talk about a few more things. There are lots of other ways you get nosebleeds according to the Mayo Clinic, and if you can avoid these things, then you won't have a nosebleed, maybe. In addition to the things we talked about already, which were punch in the nose and nose picking, we have dry air, acute sinusitis, allergies, aspirin use, blood thinners, chemical irritants, chronic sinusitis, cocaine use, the common cold, a deviated symptom. I got one of those. Foreign body in the nose, I don't know, a peanut maybe. Nasal sprays, if used too frequently, sometimes could cause nosebleeds. Non-allergenic rhinitis, and less common causes of nosebleeds include alcohol, hemophobia, and lots of other things. So anyhow, if you can avoid all those things, that's a good way to not get a nosebleed. And since we're determined in my dad's situation, after some study, that he had apparently been picking his nose, sorry to say, and I was a co-conspirator, I guess, or the perpetrator, or whatever you want to call it, because I had failed to keep his nails clipped as closely as I should have, and that left it wide open for him to clear things out the hard way. Sometimes the simplest process rises to the height of great concern and trauma, such as trimming somebody's fingernails or toenails. My dad never liked it. He couldn't stand it. He couldn't do it himself very well because he was, I guess, 94, 95 years old when he came to stay with us. And he couldn't do it himself very well, but he hated me to do it. And he would squirm, wiggle around. I'd try to, before he even touched his hands, he'd go, ouch! And pull back, and I tried all different ways to try to calm him down and take care of his fingernails and toenails. But again, it was almost impossible. And one day, it was his 95th birthday, and for a treat, I took him down the hill, not too far from here, to a little nail salon. And it was very, and walked in the door and said, ladies, I want you to give my dad the works today. It's his 95th birthday. Let's give him a pedicure down here, and a manicure, and whatever else you give him, massages, whatever else comes with the program. So, and we went in the doorway. Again, Dad was in a wheelchair. He looked around, saw all these pretty girls, and I think this is what he saw in his mind. Welcome, Dudley. His name's Dudley too, because all these pretty girls were smiling at him. So pretty soon, he was seated amongst all these other pretty girls that were either getting worked on or were doing the work, and he was just smiling like a Cheshire cat. First, the girls got hold of his fingers and started to massage his fingers. Had some very nice lotion of some sort. They massaged his fingers, all the way up his arms a little bit, started rubbing it all in, and just gave him a nice massage of his fingers. And again, I think he had a little arthritis like I do. It must have felt really good. He was really smiling by now. It was kind of funny to watch him. He never uttered one ouch during the whole process when these girls were doing it. And again, the girl was slowly massaging him. Next thing you know, she had out the clippers. She started clipping his nails. She started filing the nails. She started buffing the nails. He never said a word. He just sat there and grinned. So I was trying to take careful notes to see how they did it. Next thing, he found himself sitting in a very fancy massage chair, leaning back, massaging. Took his shoes and feet, took his shoes and socks off, rolled his pant legs up a little bit, and it's kind of hard to see in this picture. But here's a similar thing. It's like a little miniature whirlpool that pedicure recipients put their feet in sometimes, and it gives you a little whirlpool bath for your toes, feet, and loosens it all up. So he was really enjoying that. Next thing you know, the pretty girl took one foot out of the nice little whirlpool bath and dried him off a little bit, and took some special lotion of some sort and started rubbing it into his feet and up his calves a little bit. He was smiling. Oh, he was really enjoying this. Next thing you know, she's got her little clippers out, and he had some serious toe problems. And she dug right in. And he never said a word. Never said ouch. Just sat there smiling. And so we got through the one foot, put that back in the water, pulled out the other foot. She dried that off. Did the same thing, massaged all up and down his leg, a little bit of his toes. Oh, he was just really happy. Next thing you know, clip, 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 clip. She's clipping that. Next thing she's filing, buffing, doing all sorts. He never said a word. Just sat there grinning the whole time and smiling. So he really enjoyed that. By the time this process was finished, he looked like he had really had a great time. He was grinning ear to ear, and I had told everybody when we came in, it was his birthday, so as we're leaving, they all got together and started singing his favorite song. And again, at 95, he had had a lot of birthdays. He loved to sing Happy Birthday. So anyhow, they all started singing to him as he walked out the door, Happy Birthday to you. He pitched in his church voice. He was a retired Episcopalian priest, and he put on his church voice to sing Happy Birthday. And at the very end, he said, as usual, ending with, and many more. So he really had a good time. They gave him a round of applause. Yay! Wheeled him out the door. Happiest day he'd done in a long time. So we got him home and had lunch with him. And I talked to my wife that night and said, you know, I think I just learned the trick of getting Dad's toenails clipped and keeping them clipped. So, what the heck? I think his fan is making this thing do this. Hold on. Time out. So we wheeled Dad out the door back home, and he, in his mind, I'm sure, was so sorry to leave all those pretty girls who gave him such good treatment. Much better than his son ever did. But I learned a valuable lesson. I learned in the future how to take much better care of his fingernails, and I used some of the same techniques the girls did. I put his hand in water for a while, and rub his massage a little bit, and next thing you know, I could get away with clipping his nails if I was careful. He still resists a little bit, but I learned some valuable lessons from the nail salon down the hill. That's it. And that was not medical advice. Tune in next time for, I'm not sure what, at, what is it called? What's the name of this place? Where's my sign? Can't find it. Backstage Theater. Caregiver tips, not medical advice. Caregiver tips. See you next time.